really fast.
Hi.
Oh, no. So then you...
Oh, she started already.
You know what? But we can keep it like this.
Yeah, we can keep it. All right. Welcome.
Who are you?
To our new channel.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Espy, and this is...
I'm her BFF, Jen.
And this is...
Not with her.
This is our new channel. We started this channel because we felt like people, our generation, we don't have like a vehicle to talk about stuff that we don't either understand or don't like.
We just feel like our generation has been underrepresented on YouTube.
Absolutely.
So although we give props to the younger generations for having a forum to be able to express their ideas and their creativity and whatnot, we feel that it's our time to do the same.
Absolutely. We need to have opinions out there because our generation, there's not opinions out there on YouTube on how people feel are when we were growing up. Because a lot of shit has changed.
You see that again?
I see a whole bunch of them.
Okay, so I hope YouTube world that you just saw what we saw.
Right.
Okay, so
our first topic today.
It was going to be growing pains.
Right.
Right? That's my daughter.
Yes.
I'm a producer.
Okay.
I'm the cameraman.
All right, move out of the way.
All right, get up.
Okay, so our first topic today was going to be growing pains.
But that's not what's going to happen.
You saw that again?
I saw it again.
All right. So as we're doing a couple of like practice runs, and we see these things flying by us. So
but
again,
that's not unusual.
do you guys
for us.
see that?
That flying little thing? There's not flies or anything.
There's nothing in here.
There's nothing. There's no flies. There's no nothing. These are little things that are flying across the screen. So our first topic today is gonna ghosts.
So you know what? If it's okay with you, I want to start off with a story that I have. So we're in my mom's basement, my parents' basement, right? I'm gonna start off with a story. Years ago, I think I had recently graduated from high school, and I was going to do laundry in down here in my parents' basement, and I was walking out of the back room where the washing machine and dryers are, and I walked out, and in front of me, I don't know if you guys could see it, back there in the corner, see where the fireplace is? Right here. Okay, so there's a chair. Thanks, Tati. So there's a chair over there, and I saw a guy sitting on the chair.
That's crazy.
It was like he was wearing a pinkish shirt, wide lapel, like a dress shirt, a button-down shirt, and like it looked like, you know, like the 60s kind of dress, like polyester.
So he was
pants.
definitely not from this time.
No. And not long hair, but longish hair. Looked like a young dude, right?
Wow.
So my sister's friend, who I shall remain nameless, let's call her Deb. Deb was keeping me company in the house while my parents were away that weekend. So I ran upstairs to tell Deb, you saw that again.
I saw it again. I hope you're seeing what we're seeing.
We're seeing things pass by us, behind us, in front of us.
And there's no wind in here. We're in the basement. There's no windows.
Well,
there's nothing.
There's two there, but they're closed.
Right. So.
Okay. So anyway, so I was standing in the kitchen. Right next to the kitchen is the living room, right? And against this wall right here is a television. So Deb was standing in the living room right by the television, and I was standing in the kitchen by like the threshold between the kitchen and the living room. So I'm like, Deb, you're never gonna believe what freaking just happened to me. So I told her what happened to me. The freaking TV went off.
You see?
Deb, I hope you're watching, and I hope that in the comment section you could verify that this really happened.
So, I mean, I know she's told me stories about this house and stuff that has happened even upstairs. I've never been one to. I see this shit again. Yo, I'm freaking out a little bit because I'm seeing things.
Sorry, and I was just making faces because my daughter was standing over there asking for input.
So it's really interesting how, people have, this is a very polarizing, topic. People either believe or they don't believe. But I am now
a non-believer.
I was a non-believer
For a long time.
I am now a believer because of things I've seen with my own eyes, stuff I've experienced, mostly with her.
Yeah, stuff always happens when we're together.
Which is weird. So, and now, especially now, I'm seeing stuff all over the screen. I'm bugging out.
And there's nothing. I swear, there's nothing.
There's nothing.
So, and we can't see it with our eyes. We're not, it's only on the screen do we see what's going on. But anyway, so let's give them some examples of the kind of things that we've experienced together.
I want to say for me, the most profound was, we were in Untermeyer Park and we were sitting on a bench.
Untermeyer Park is a park in Yonkers.
Right.
And it has
like a garden.
Yes, it's a beautiful place.
Right.
It's Persian gardens.
Right.
And within recent years, they've renovated. They've been working every year on renovating the gardens, and it's a really beautiful place. It's a place where you could go to contemplate and very, very peaceful.
Absolutely. It's got sections and stuff, so it's an old estate, so it's got a lot of history. It's got a lot of probably, I don't want to say spirits, but definitely it's got, this energy there. Well, and we're big believers in energy.
Right. Well, they say that the son of Sam.
I see it again.
No, but I just saw a fuzzball fly in front of us.
Yeah, but what's that?
In real,
okay.
My finger.
No.
So anyway.
Okay. Thank you. I know what your finger looks like.
It's an urban legend. We don't know whether or not it's true, but they say that the son of Sam used to practice satanic rituals in. I saw that.
Okay.
You saw that.
I saw that.
All right.
Okay.
They say that the son of Sam used to practice satanic rituals in these gardens when this place was abandoned. So, like, when I was a kid, it was abandoned.
Right. Which
that was like in the
80s.
Ago. Yeah. Sorry.
So we were having lunch on a park bench in Untermeyer Park, and it was, I want to say, fall?
No, it was summer.
It was summer?
Yeah.
Well,
it was summer. It was my lunch break.
Needless to say, we're having lunch on this bench, and all of a sudden...
Well, remember, sorry to cut you off, but we saw a deer walk in front of us, which is not uncommon. It was just nice. Like, oh, look at the deer.
Right.
Right? And we're sitting on a hill where they have, like, a picnic bench. Okay, you go.
Okay, she's going to correct me if I get this wrong, so it doesn't matter.
I just want to,
add
stuff to it. Okay.
So we're sitting there, we're talking, and all of a sudden, for whatever reason... As we're talking, we're looking in the same direction. So we see or we feel like this whirlwind, which is like some.
Did you just hear that?
I just heard that. What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Yo.
Okay, we may have to videotape this somewhere else in this house.
No, this is awesome. So sorry for this is like crazy. So to the left is a bathroom. And there was just a noise that came from the bathroom, like,
Holy dear spirits, please bless us.
That's her daughter overreacting.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, she's dying. So anyway, so this whirlwind, like a little tornado happened in front of us.
Yeah, like right in front of our face.
Right. It was just like going like this, leaves and dirt or whatever. But I swear I'm not making this up. A leaf was part of this whirlwind. It stopped in front of us and exploded.
It imploded. It was like
it went poof into a million pieces. This one leaf. It was a nice sized leaf. And then I'm sitting there and I'm saying like to myself, like I'm not gonna say this out loud because I know I don't smoke weed. I don't do that. But I saw what I saw, and then we looked at each other and we were like, Did you just see that?
Right, because we were in the middle of like a conversation. It would. Right.
So
it was just like it got quiet. Right?
I didn't know what to say after that.
And then it was like we looked at each other.
Did that just happen?
And I was like, did you just see that? Like, did that just happen?
we couldn't believe it. And we were like, that's really
Sorry
odd.
to cut you off, but this video has no editing.
Okay, thank you.
Tatiana.
Thank you for the
Sorry,
head up
that was
on that.
my
Just no
daughter.
editing.
Yes. So that was one example. The other one was the train. Do you want to talk to them about the train and the cup?
All right, so my daughter, who keeps interrupting us during this video, so she never saw the Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center, right? So she never wanted to see the Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center. So finally, she
decided to take her.
Well, she said yes. So
Yeah.
we were like, let's do this, right? So it's Espy and her now fiance. Hi,
Aoi.
Hi. Okay, I didn't know if you wanted
Yes.
to say hi, Aoi. and Tatiana, my daughter, and I, and we get on the train. There was nobody on the train but us, right?
No, we were the first ones into the specific cart, and there was like, we're in the Bronx, we're in Manhattan, we're going to Manhattan, so we're getting on the train. So this is gonna be garbage, you know what I'm saying? So there was like a Dunkin' Donuts,
a Dunkin' Donuts coffee cup,
right?
Okay, now so Awilda and Tatiana walked ahead
Right
of
past us,
right. I think you were a little bit behind me,
right? Because I was the last one,
right? The coffee cup was in front of me on the floor, right? I guess my foot grazed it or something, the coffee cup. And it shot from the floor into the air
and on the chair,
onto the seat, an empty seat on the train.
right?
And it turned, like the bottom was on the, it was, right
It was
side
like,
up.
it was, like that.
The
So
ghosts are trying to do the cup song.
I'm turning red.
yeah. Did you get scratched?
No.
Oh.
The ghosts are trying to
It
do
looks like you were scratched. So it's weird because, we're walking 2 or 3 people past this cup. Nothing happens. She happens to pass it,
yeah,
and I don't
and it
even know
would-
if she grazed it, but it pops up
Into the air.
and onto the chair, and I see this. And again, I don't know why I have to be the one to see things, because I'm like,
Well, we see things when we're together. This is
I'm like, did you just see that? Like, what happened with that cup? Why is that? And I thought maybe a mouse was in the cup or something. Or something was going on.
Well, you were like, did anybody else just see that?
I
She's
freaked
like
out.
yelling
I was freaking out.
on the in the car, the train car, and she's like, did anybody else just see that? And
Of course, nobody does.
And Tati were oblivious to what had just happened,
Right.
And we were like, and I didn't say anything at first because I was like,
Yeah, it was
Like,
like,
did
okay,
that-
so we on the train, you know what I'm saying? Our attentions are elsewhere, but it's like,
but it wasn't like I kicked it. It wasn't like I didn't kick it.
But
I didn't kick it. It didn't fly forward.
right.
It
didn't
literally
even,
like
up, straight up. So basically,
Straight up.
it defied gravity,
yeah.
because even if you pass it, if you're kicking it, if it's on the floor, it's gonna usually stay on the floor. It doesn't like lift 2 or 3,
Like a rocket ship.
and the seat is like 3 or 4 feet up, like, or at least 3 feet from the floor. So, and we were just walking like normal. It's not like we were running up to a seat or something like that. So
I think the ghosts are trying to do the cup song.
I don't know what the cup song. You know what the cup song is?
Okay.
I don't know what the cup song is.
So the cup song.
When are you gonna freak me out?
When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
All right, I'm out.
Okay.
We gotta stop this video.
So that's okay, this might sound weird. So in the video, she's a waitress, right? And when my grandmother passed away, that Nana Violet,
yeah,
that song came out. Nana Violet she was my grandmother. She was awesome.
awesome lady. Smoked like a chimney, but awesome.
Lived to almost 90, and it wasn't that killed her. We had a special bond. I feel like we had a special bond. And every time that song came on, I felt her presence.
Do you think Nana Violet's still in this house? Some of her?
Maybe on occasion. I don't think all the time, though.
Now, she has a better story as far as ghosts. Upstairs, Christmas time, there was a
my
flower.
mom?
Yeah, your mom.
I'm not gonna all I know is that it was Christmas time, right after, several months after you saw it again?
Yeah, I see a lot now.
After my grandmother died, and I can't speak 100% on that because all I know is that there was like a figurine or something that my parents had on a shelf in their living room that went from the shelf to the middle of the living room floor
Overnight.
Yeah.
People woke up and it was in the middle of the floor.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. That's kind of
Yeah, it was kind of like a message.
some kind of something.
But I never thought about the cup song.
So
that's a good maybe it was not a violet.
I'm taking notes.
Thanks.
None of my relatives try to talk to me, which I'm okay with.
Well, wait a second, because you got some stuff going on in your house, don't you?
What are you talking about?
Doesn't your mom and you hear voices and stuff?
Oh shit! Okay. Yeah, that's true. For whatever reason,
Again, up until recent years, not a believer.
not at all.
in anything.
Because I'm more of a I have to see it, and even if I have to see it, it has to be like it has to
Over and
register.
over.
Right, it has to be over and over. I have to register it. I'm not a cynic. I believe there are they're definitely okay. So the dude Tyler that gives the Tyler
Tyler
Henry.
Yeah,
Tyler Henry. I believe in that kid.
Shout out to Tyler Henry.
Shout out to Tyler Henry because let me tell you something.
All right, Tots. I don't know what that was.
I don't know. That's not no gang sign. Relax.
That was no.
That was just.
It was
That was Tati.
Hashtag.
Hashtag Tyler Henry.
Yeah.
I believe in you. I think you got the gift. I see what you can do. So, I know that there's people out there and there's energy and there's people trying to talk to us. So, but yeah. So that's
talk about your experiences in your house.
Well,
and your mom.
I want to say about 2-3 months ago. It was about 2-3 months ago. Sometimes I sleep on the couch. That's a different podcast or whatever.
We'll talk about that later. Day.
Okay? But sometimes I sleep on the couch. And about 2-3 months ago, I was waking up to hearing voices in my house. And I would run to my mother's room thinking it was my mother, she, getting up or doing things or whatever. And I was hearing sounds.
Her mother lives with her and she's her mother's caretaker.
Yes. My mom's has some health issues. So she lives with me. I don't live with her. There's a big difference. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm responsible. Got my stuff together. Rent. Pay my rent. I take care of my business. Okay. Anyways, ignore that little child in the background. So yeah, I was hearing voices, and of course, I'm gonna run to my BFF and tell her I don't know what's going on. I'm hearing voices. I'm hearing things in my house. What could it be? And of course, when you're dealing with you, right? There's a lot of these little floating things. And it's funny that we're talking about this topic and these floating things is happening because...
That's the reason why we're talking about this topic.
I'm just, I'm seeing
we were going to talk about what it feels like to
get old and stuff, yeah. So... But yeah, so the voices stopped actually. So, but it was interesting because it was happening there for a while. It was happening for a good maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I was hearing voices. I don't know why. I wasn't going through anything really traumatic or crazy in my house. So... I don't know what's going on. So
yeah, but describe what it was that you heard. Didn't you hear like a man's voice? Her mom also hears these.
Yes, my mom hears voices a lot more than I do. But again, I don't know why. So yeah, she just walked out. Sorry. She just gave up on us. But I was hearing like this man's voice, and. Yeah, so now I'm distracted because there's...
Yeah, so anyway, what did you hear?
But I heard talking. I heard, it wasn't like a whisper. It wasn't like he was talking directly to me. You just heard the voices. But the voices I heard... Sometimes I heard my name. Sometimes I would just hear, like conversations. Mostly it was my name. Mostly it was somebody calling my name. And my name is, Tita. They call me Tita. That's my nickname, my family nickname. So not a lot of people know that name.
Yeah, they do.
You didn't see that you didn't see it?
No, because I was not.
Oh man, there was something big just flew right by.
Well, so we know that you guys have to see what we see.
I hope you see what we see. So yeah, I mean, that's what it was. Obviously, I was a little nervous. It was the middle of the night. It's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm hearing these
you
things.
had never experienced anything like that
Ever experienced anything like that before. So I didn't know if it was a sign. I didn't know what was going on.
See, me, I living in this house, like I've always experienced stuff. My mom used to say that when I was a little kid, I used to have an imaginary friend. Now, I know a lot of people have kids who have imaginary friends.
I didn't. I don't think I did. I need toys.
I have an imaginary friend named Chester.
Oh,
Okay. We'll talk about that later.
So,
Chester.
but this one was like a little different.
You mean like Sixth Sense? Like you could see dead people kind of different?
Well, I didn't know that, but that's kind of like how my mom felt.
Wow.
So
it
like
may be
there
her.
was really somebody sitting in front of me and we were really playing.
Right.
You know, like we were really engaging with one another.
Right.
So I've had, and living in their house, in this house, I have had experiences. You know, when you're like almost asleep or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's like you hear your name and it's like Jen or Jennifer, and you wake up and then there's nobody there.
Besides the 3 months, yeah, I know. Besides the 3 months ago,
Yeah, that used to happen to me here.
no.
The dude sitting in the corner over there, saw him clear as day, young dude, like I would say like early 20s kind of young dude. I've always had experiences like that. And now I'm kind of putting her on to, and it's not like I'm influencing you. I'm not influencing you.
No,
You're
no.
experiencing these things.
On my own, yeah. See, here's the unique part of this, okay? So, me being a skeptic, her talking about it and her bringing it to light and her making me feel comfortable with the topic, now it's like, okay, I'm comfortable with the topic enough where I'm starting to see signs. I think and I believe that the universe gives us signs in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
That leaf was definitely a sign.
Yeah, that was.
You know, once we went on a walk and we were walking through Yonkers and we were walking for a while.
The one where you fell?
No, not the one without. That's a different
yes.
topic. That's a different podcast. You see it? That's a different podcast. All right. Embarrassing moments, aka me. We'll talk about that later. But it's like we went on a walk when I was trying to be healthy, so I dragged her with me. And we were walking all up through Yonkers, and a bird.
Birds.
There was birds, and I swear to God, this is weird. There's
Robins.
the red breast thing. So these birds are following us, and I'm like, everywhere we went, we stopped and we saw a bird in front of us.
Yeah.
For the whole walk. And
The
we
whole
walked
walk.
for like
Miles.
an hour and a half.
Yeah.
You know, so we went up and down, all, hills everywhere.
We have a lot
so
of hills here in Yonkers.
we saw this one specific kind of bird. I'm not gonna say it's the same bird. I'm not gonna
Right.
go that far.
But not only did we see it, like we weren't like out walking and they flew by or
No, I'm talking about homeboy
like
stopped
right there.
on top of a car.
Right.
He was in front of us on the street.
Right. Like notice me.
Right. So the whole walk.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until after the walk we looked it up and we realized that apparently that's good luck.
But it also like it's
It's a messenger or something.
yeah, like, you know, deceased loved ones or whatever trying to.
Right. So it stands for something. So it was just like, that was interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like those kind of things. And you would not necessarily notice it if it, like once it happens, twice, maybe on a walk. But I'm talking about, we walked for an hour and a half and these same birds was the whole time. It was just
And it
crazy.
was only one, because you just said these same birds. So it was only one,
kind of bird.
but it was only one at a time. Like it wasn't like we saw a flock of them.
Right. It's not like no.
I don't think
no.
we've ever seen them in flocks. But,
Right.
But it was, and they, like you said, it would be either right in front of us or like perched on a fence right
As we
next to
passed
like where
it.
we're passing. Yeah.
So that was interesting.
And like, I'm sure when we stop recording this, we will remember a whole lot of other stuff.
Right.
You know, but do you remember any more as of right now? I don't remember any more as of right now.
Not right now.
I think that this is just kind of like a confirmation that there are still people hanging around.
Absolutely.
And who want to express, we're still here, we're still thinking about you, we're watching you. That's kind of scary. Like
A little bit, but
don't do me a favor and don't watch me in the bathroom where, like, you know, like, if I ever go to see a medium or something, don't bring up like bathroom stories or whatever, or
right,
or any other kind of stories.
Right. Yeah, we got children here, so
Yeah.
so this is just our conversation. Look for signs. Look for, you know, you may be like me, a skeptic. You need to open up your heart, open up your mind, because things out there in the universe sometimes gives us signs for whatever reason, good, bad, whatever the case may be.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's always good.
Well, that's, you know, that's her opinion. So just be mindful of the signs. Look, you know, just open your eyes. There's signs everywhere.
And know that there are your loved ones still love you even after death, you know?
Absolutely.
And they're still around. You're never alone.
Ever. That's our podcast for today. I'm SB.
I'm Jen.
And this is
Not with her.